So, alright, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakodash. We say, double and apostle, and those are great most and rule, our teachers, our apostles in truth, and we say salutations, so the acting, we say the push with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season or season, we say Shalom. And once again, going into a video here and touching upon some news. As you can see on the screen, it says, so this is a page called World Source News, right? Usually, you know, they're very accurate with the news information. Is one of the pages that I used to do different videos before, right? I've done a couple of videos, right? Or I should say majority of the times when I use this page as a source that I get real-time news, right? Same way as I use other pages as well, right? And now we see this video has been uploaded like 4 minutes ago. It's a breaking another Iranian missile impact in Bahrain. Now I want to go down a little bit just to show how it started, right? Because it all stemmed from, oh, so this was 1 hour. I don't think I might be able to go straight back. It all stemmed from today, when Trump said that Trump on Iran, we may just do it without a deal. It's easier. These people lie and cheat. No matter of fact, let me play the video.
Road to a nuclear weapon. They'll never build a nuclear weapon under our deal, but I don't know if we're going to have a deal. We may just do it without a deal, because you know what? It's easier. Because these people, they lie and they cheat, and you have an agreement, and they'll go outside. For instance, they agreed, well, we'll never have a nuclear weapon. They agreed. Then they go outside.
So after he made these statements, what happened is that he went on to attack. Iran right after. So this is the same meeting here, right? And this goes to show the scriptures say. Let me bring a scripture here. Let me go to the book of Psalm chapter 5, and let me read from verse 9. It says, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. It said their truth is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. So the scripture said, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. So this was the same press conference that was just shown. As you can see, the time 6 hours ago. Going on here was 12 hours ago. So this one was before, this one was right after. All these things happened today, right? And right after he finished this, making these particular statements, as you can see, President Trump on Iran war, I don't think it's going to start again, right?
Happen very fast.
Coach Turkey, Mr. President, it seems that the war with Iran may start again. What do you expect from your European allies?
I don't think it's going to start again. I think it's going to go very quickly. They hit a couple of ships, and so we hit them much harder. When they hit, we hit 10 times harder. You know, we hit much harder than they do. We have a lot better equipment than they do. We may even, somebody asked before, do you think you'll hit them tonight? I said, we might. Yeah, we might. But when they hit...
Now pay attention what he just said. He said, I don't think it's going to start again. But then he said, and then he just mentioned that what he's going to do, what he might hit them tonight. And that's actually what he did. Right after he made this particular statement, it was reported that the Pentagon just attacked Iran, right? Which is America, obviously, just attacked Iran, right? And it goes to show the scriptures say again, they say, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth, so you're not supposed to trust them. Anything that Esau is telling you, right, that they're not going and do, they actually going and do. You understand? I mean, let's look at the track record, right? Scriptures say they are forgers of lies. You know, they could create a lie. You know that again, that serpent, right? It said their inward part is very wickedness, and yeah, that is where it is. There's a reason why when you read the scriptures and I mention the wicked and so forth, you know, it's speaking about what Esau, Edom, right? So you say the inward part is very wickedness, very what wickedness. It's no good to come from them, right? You could see what's about to happen. It's really long too, right? Now, what I want to do now is come back to this page, right? And read out some of the news, because you see, right as we speak, this is 10 minutes. All right, so this was the same video. Let me refresh, see if anything come up. No, another Iranian missile impact in Bahrain, right? And right now, Iran is actually attacking Bahrain, is because they have American bases on that side, right? They say Iran launches new attack on Bahrain. Sirens activated again with reports of explosions. The siren has been sounded. Citizens and residents are urged to remain calm and head to the nearest safe place, right? And we're reading somebody. It's within that now we're seeing Ukrainian drones have hit an oil depot in Stavropol, Russia, right? Ukrainian drones have struck the Tiva oil depot in Russia. Now, they pay attention. This is another thing as well, because the more they attack, the more the war goes on. And the cost of oil, energy, and all these things is going to increase, right? Causing a very a harsh impact to the economy, right? Trump already mentioned that he doesn't care if the world or if America goes through an economic catastrophe, right? He doesn't care, right? He literally, he doesn't care. He don't want Iran to get what he said in the interview. He doesn't want Iran to get nuclear power, right? So going down, the Iranian retaliation appears to have concluded, all things considered. It was a relatively weak response, and what went on 11 minutes ago, they attacked back again, right? It says Secretary Rubio scheduled to meet Saudi ambassador to Washington at the White House tomorrow, right? So, things, again, keeping up with the prophecies, you're seeing things coming out. They say Iranian parliament speaker and chief negotiator, America still hasn't learned that bullying and breaking promises are no longer cost-free. Let me put it plainly, if you strike, you will get hit. And again, that's going back to what he just said. America still hasn't learned that bullying and breaking promises. And hey, them Iranians, they themselves don't understand that. It's easy way dealing with. Liars. The scriptures call them, they are what? Covenant breakers. Let's go to Psalms 55 and let me read verse 20. You see, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant, and that is who they are. You could be at peace with Esau, and at the end of the day, if they want to destroy you, they will. They will find some reason, right, to attack you. So I call it what? Democracy, right? It said the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Yeah, war is in his heart. That's who you're dealing with. A very powerful nation, and they built for that. The blessing being what? One of the blessing being what? The sword. So that way it say the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. We just play the videos of Trump talking about, we would not attack them again. It is just some of the other videos. Or even some of the things that they are saying is like, hey, they say the words are smoother than butter. They make it seem like nothing going to happen, and they know why they're doing these things. But every single time, again, the track record shows it's not somebody that you're supposed to trust. Let's say, but war was in his heart, and that is where it is. War is in the air. No matter what it is, they try to do, no peace is coming to this place. The scriptures mention, all these, it's the beginning of sorrows. This is just the beginning. Things are going to get worse. Right, and it's going to get worse soon. A lot of places right now not affected by this directly, but if you go, or I should say, a lot of people not realizing this thing is affecting them directly because they think everything good, But when you actually see the grocery prices, you're seeing grocery prices raising, you're seeing oil prices raising, you're seeing food prices raising. Everything is actually raising right now. You're seeing the energy being depleted. Certain places having blackouts, right? Certain items can't even reach, and these are the things happening. So you say America still hasn't learned that bullying and breaking promises are no longer cost-free. Let me put it plainly: if you strike, you will get hit. As the scripture has mentioned, what the weak shall say they were the strong. These smaller nations, they ain't taking as the person said, they ain't taking a bullying no more. The Lord putting it in these other nations' spirit to do what? To hey, they ain't taking that no more. It said don't flail around pointlessly, or you'll sink even deeper. The Strait of Hormuz will only open with Iranian arrangements, not American threats, right? But again, as the scripture say, but war was in his heart. And that is the thing. Esau won that war. You understand? Anyway, they might sound like they don't want it, but they literally won that war. Right? It's a cast thy bird. So let me jump to another scripture now. Let me go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24. And let me read. Let me read from verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? So you see, for what? For nation shall rise against nation. And we see that. We're reading through this page. You see Ukraine against Russia. You see Iran against Israel, America, and other places. You see NATO talking about certain things. Right? You see in Turkey, you see in Israel want to attack Turkey, you hear in Turkey that don't like Israel. So all these things going on. It's a President Trump was preparing to leave the White House for Turkey on Monday evening when his top national security aides walked into the Oval Office with reports of new Iranian attacks. Angered by the strikes, Trump pressed them on whether they believe Iran was serious about reaching a final deal. In the end, after discussing it with his senior aides, the president decided they were not. Right? Because why? War is in their hearts. These things, no matter what it is to do, these are the things said. The prophecies, it's playing out. Right? It has no stopping. You know? So it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. You say, all these are the beginning of sorrows. All these is what? Just the beginning. You know, it's going to get worse. You know? That way, when you read further up, the disciples was asking about what? Tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So they was asking, tell us the sign of your coming, Lord, and what the end of the world. And these things were given. That way it says verse 4, it say, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. So all these things, what? It must come to pass. Right? Meaning that it must happen. These things must take place. The wars, the rumors of wars, all these things must happen. And I say, but the end is not yet. Yeah, the end is not yet. All these things here you're seeing is just the beginning. It's actually going to get worse and worse. Right? Right, you see in the videos, see in the news, different quarter sirens activated due to an Iranian attack, quarter being attacked too. You see in the Kuwait, air defense are currently confronting hostile missile and drone attacks. Things just popping off. Things happening, right? But as scripture mentioned, for all these is what? Just the beginning. It's just the beginning of what? Of sorrows. It's going to get worse. No matter what it is, it's going to get worse. The prophecies are playing out. You blink, as I say, you blink. That's in a span of like hours. It's hours, 10 minutes, 19 minutes ago. You seen it 2 minutes ago. So news is coming in. They say the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, in the name of God, the expeller of the oppressors, fight them. God will punish them at your hands and will bring them to shame and will help you against them and will heal the hearts of the faithful. Right? So all this coming out. So they're talking about what? The IRGC wants the U.S. military, which is known for its actions against children, that if it repeats its aggression, our cautionary response will be extended to other U.S. bases in the region. It's going to get worse, man. It's going to get worse. Right? So with that, once again, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekakodash. We say that when Apostle and Elders of Great Muslim Ruben, our teachers are apostles in truth, and we say salutations, solely accurate, they push with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season and season. We say Shalom.